If you were talking with someone who was on the fence about taking the PDC or not taking the PDC, what would you say to that person?
One would say, why would you not?
Do it. Like, find a way to put the money together. It's an investment in yourself and in the earth. The skills and the knowledge you gain and the relationships, you can't put a price tag on that. And I know money can be hard to put together, but there's nothing more I would rather have spent that money on. And my life is forever good. Oh, hi. My life is forever going to be different. If you're feeling at all in despair about the way things are going on in the world, or that like we have to wait for some politician to make the right choice, like this is the course that will encourage you to focus on your sphere of influence, which is huge, and to maybe be aware of that sphere of concern, but not live there. And that's something that I remind myself of daily. And friends who fall into the pit of despair, I remind them to like come up to that sphere of influence. And there's like an element of trust there, but this class really helps you to do that. So do it, take the course.
That's a good question, because I was in that position when my friend took it. He was trying to encourage me to take it. And I mean, I think first of all, honestly, to be realistic, the barrier of the online version costing less than the in-person version was an easier thing to digest in terms of like a risk. You know, I wasn't feeling like I was risking all too much by doing this. So that was an incentive, but also, I mean, I think if you're interested at all in it, you probably only know the tip of the iceberg, and there's so much more that you can learn about it. And as I was kind of just saying the last question, the amount of places of your life that permaculture can kind of seep into and help you work through is vast. And so yeah, I'd say like take the course, because it won't just help you garden. It'll help you think, it'll help you learn, you know, it'll help you grow as a person, which ultimately, geez, I mean, what's more valuable than that if you can just kind of grow as a person?
On the fence, like, should I do it? I'm interested, but
Exactly.
it's costly. I don't know what I will do with that, like that kind of questioning. I mean, I would say that's like the civic education that you should have had at school, right? Like, it's just like, it's so basic, like not basic in the sense of simple or anything. It's just like, it is like the, you know, the laws of this corner of the universe. So as much as you are like walking on this earth, you want to know what's happening there, right? Like how these things work.
I would say do it. Don't look back. Take the PDC. Not even so much for the content is great. There's a ton of information, but just interacting with the people, hearing a different perspective. Because I think that was one of my big things was I necessarily didn't want the gardening aspect of the PDC, because that's like one of the big things that me and Michelle talked about. I was like, I want all the mechanical stuff. I want the solar. I want the water harvesting. I want the greenhouse stuff. And she told me, she was like, yeah, that's all there. And it's all a stepping off point once you get through the PDC. But the PDC is the core that gets you thinking in the right direction. It starts you to just look at all these different aspects, and just it's just such a great starting point. And I mean, you even take away a lot of stuff from the things that you didn't necessarily think you needed. I mean, just some of the different stories that like Rob and Dakota and Carmen told were just great. And you felt where they were coming from. You felt like, you know, this stuff is what really touches them at like a deeper level. So you engage into it more. So now you look at things differently from their perspective. And it was
100%.
just such a great experience.
If someone was on the fence about it, that's completely understandable. I was on the fence too. And I look at the investment of the cost and think, yeah, that's a little bit of dollars, but what I gained at the end of it surpassed every sort of worry I had about it, because I gained so much. I gained so much in my community. I gained so much about learning about my own garden and what I can do to give back. It's empowering. And I empowered myself to make change that I could make change with in my own backyard. If you have a deck, you can make change by just making pots and growing some plants. If you have a pot that you can plant the earth in and grow something, you're returning to the cycles of the environment. So I would never, never, never be worried about taking the course. It's going to give back to you 100%. It's going to give back to you more.
I think if someone's on the fence about taking the PDC and, you know, they are interested in permaculture and, you know, want to either do it as, you know, a lifestyle or part of their business or something like that. I found the amount I learned in this course compared to, you know, the year and a half reading books was really just a game changer for me. What I'm doing on my own property and hopefully in my business going forward is definitely, I feel a lot more confident about being able to like actually make things work, and also all the people you meet along the way and get in touch with are it's just a great resource. And so I would say if this is what you're interested in, it's definitely worth your time and your money.
Yeah, I think I would offer that same advice. Like I probably spent 1.5, 2 years watching videos, reading books, just digesting information in my own time and in my own way. But then this course really synthesized everything for me in a way that made it much more applicable and just tangible and apparent.
Knowledge is power. And when I talk to my friends, some of them are probably annoyed with me because I bring it up all the time. But when I talk to them, a lot of them are like, oh, that's something that's really cool. And just how, even if you have a small property or you don't have a big property, it brings you that much closer to helping have a more fulfilled life, I think. And also just communing with nature and helping heal the planet. Even in, you know, like trying to get people out, well, I'm just one person, I'm just one family. But no, if everybody did this, then we'd be so much better off, I think.
I mean, I don't go to church anymore. I haven't for a long time, but I was like, this is church to me. It was just, yeah, completely life-changing. I feel like I can actually follow my dreams. I feel like they're not ridiculous.
I think that our world would be better with more people taking permaculture courses.